24 hours is a long time in football, even longer in the middle of the transfer window. As journalists sat down to quiz Harry Redknapp ahead of tonight's Burnley game, the only real topic of conversation was Defoe and when he'd be coming back to the lane.
Yeah, it's been really good actually. It's been obviously nice to get the opportunity to come back to Tottenham and start coaching the academy. Obviously the facilities, some top players, young players, so many familiar faces, which obviously helps. I'm working with good people and people that want to help me. I've enjoyed it really, just try and take as much as I can from obviously the coaches that have been there and coaches that have been coaching for years, and take step by step, day by day, and then see where it takes me. I love football. The thing is, I know a lot of players finish and they want to sit in a studio and talk about football. I enjoy doing that. I enjoy doing the TV stuff. I enjoy that because I'm talking about football, so I enjoy that. I enjoy watching games. But I think the nearest thing you get to playing is probably coaching and becoming a manager one day. Being competitive, that never leaves you. And that feeling that you get from playing, obviously probably you're not going to get that feeling, but you get close to it. I've spoken to players my generation that I've gone on to manage. I've spoken to Stevie. Obviously I sat down with Harry, which was brilliant. I always knew, you know, at some stage, you know, when I finished playing, I'd like to go into coaching and stuff. I know the game. No one can ever say to me you don't know football, because I understand a lot of players that have played at top level don't even watch the football, to be honest. I've studied the game since I was a kid. I watch a lot of football now. I just hope that once I've completed my badges, because there's been people that have been given opportunities that have had the same path as me. So I just hope when I do complete my badges, I'm given the opportunity because I'm good enough. And yeah, I'm willing to put the work in. I'm willing to make my mistakes, be in the academy, start from the bottom, work with the kids, the next generation, help the younger players, you know, get my badges and hopefully go on to senior level. Probably Harry, for many reasons, like managing, I think he mastered that. I think there's a lot of players, he always seems to get the best out of his players. And some of the players that he's managed, I mean, it's just like, it's unbelievable really. A nice guy, always approachable. He was fantastic with me from day one really, from the age of 16 when I walked into West Ham. You know, someone that probably should have been the England manager, but such a nice guy. And it was actually nice to go and see him recently. To sit down with him in his house was really special. To talk about like managing and the pressures and the ups and downs and all that, just to pick his brain about a lot of stuff, you know, players that he's managed and how do you deal with different situations. So it was really interesting, to be honest. Right now, I don't think there's many managers that are probably like Harry. It was different though, maybe back then, because we used to play on a Saturday at Chadwell Heath in a youth team, and he would watch the game at 11 o'clock and then go to the first team game as manager. He took an interest, like he knew how important it was for the younger players to see him on the side watching the game, for the parents to see him on the side watching the game, speak to the parents. He said to me, he said Alex Ferguson knew all the players from the under 8s, 9s, 10s, all the names, all the parents' names. So it's important that you know these players, you know the parents, and that's what Harry was like. He would watch all the games, all the home games at Chadwell Heath. He was there at 11 o'clock watching the game. Do you know what I actually said? In July, I said Conte, because I was really excited when I heard that we were getting him. I was like, oh my God, because this guy's a winner. And I always used to I remember when he was at Chelsea and other clubs, and then I remember when the team used to score and he used to run down the side and that, and I was like, I love this guy. You know his energy, and everywhere he goes, he wins. But I remember saying about like Conte, and to be fair, and then when I first joined in the summer, he was one of the first people I spoke to at the club, and he just gave me some advice and stuff like that. He said, good luck, it's not easy. Yeah, I would love to play for him, because at the end of the day, he's someone that, so it's the way I used to think as a player, and that I always wanted to do everything right, and how I was like regimented, and like I think some players appreciate that. Yeah, just amazing. It's nice to watch stuff back like that. I always watch other people's goals anyway, but sometimes like, when you watch some of your old goals back and that, it's a nice feeling. I remember when we beat City 3-1, obviously at the older stadium. I was in the box with Vincent Kompany, you know, when I cut inside and I whipped it past Joe Hart. When I watched it back, my move, everything was instinctive. If I was to coach a young forward, I'd be like the run I made, and then how like I'll go into the box and then like 1v1 really against Vincent Kompany. So I had to get a yard, get that 2 yards. I always relied on my sharpness to get that yard and to execute and finish past Joe Hart, England #1. So when I look at that goal, there was so much I had to do to score. everyone's talking like, I love Kevin De Bruyne, but Modric has won the Ballon d'Or and he's 5 Champions Leagues. I'm saying Luka Modric.
There's still time for De Bruyne though to win that.
Yeah, but he's won the Ballon d'Or. I don't think you can like he's won the Ballon d'Or, man. If you win the Ballon d'Or, it's so hard to say someone. Even if other people think they're better, but the fact that he's won the Ballon d'Or, it's like you can never take that away from anyone. Oh, Pep. Yeah. Pep changed football. Whoever would have thought back in the day that the centre half would get it and then you look to your fullback. It's normal. Left back, the left side defender get it. And you look to your fullback. Now you're getting the ball and all these different rotations and that, and then you've got overloads in midfield. You get like your fullbacks in the middle of the pitch. Like it's just amazing to see how the game's gone now. Now you look at that great Barcelona team and the way they play football and they rotate. Like it's just like what he's done for football has just been amazing. And a lot of coaches now, obviously top coaches, that's who they speak about. Pep. They just come out and say it. Yeah, Pep changed football. It's like for us, it's hard, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's harder than that, but yeah, man, it's harder than that. But at the end of the day, if you love football, you appreciate good football. So.